Aaron Pico, one of my favorite fighters. I'll go a little further. Aaron Pico is one of my favorite athletes. And he is an excellent young man. On a human level. I got a little son myself. In fact, he's holding the camera right now. If my son grows up and ends up like Aaron Pico, I would be very proud. That's a good deal. Aaron Pico made news today. And he had responded or made a statement to Don Davis at the PFL. And Aaron would like out of his contract. But that's exactly what he has. He has a contract. He would like out of his contract. And so he has let the world know that he doesn't have to fight. And if they don't let him out and he sits for 1 year, per the contract, he would be released. And he's making it known that that's what he's going to do. Either release me so I can go, or I will sit for the year so I can go. All right. There is so incredibly many moving parts with the PFL Bellator merger. And it is going in such an incredibly positive direction. But that's very hard for athletes to see. All they know is, look, I want 3 fights a year and I want to make a bunch of money for them and I want them to be big fights and I want them to be closer to a title but it's hard to see the rest of it here. Just by example, let's say the PFL did not exist.
Right here.
Thank you, son. Let's say the PFL did not exist. Okay, great. Then you're without the PFL and you're without Bellator. Like the PFL has literally come in to save the day, to provide an opportunity and to fill a void that is the absence of Bellator. Frankly, it is shocking how far the PFL has come as quickly as they came. I will just remind you, you hear about Riyadh, and you hear about all the powerful things going on in combat, both with MMA and in boxing. The PFL was the first ones there. The PFL got up off the ground, got the camera set up, got the lights, got the action, and got a distribution partnership deal in Riyadh before anybody else. So, I mean, the PFL is a light year further than they should be. But I know athletes don't always see it like that. So I don't want to tell the athletes how to feel, particularly a true competitor like Aaron Pico. If you wanted to take the camera away and you wanted to take the money away, there's a few guys that would still be there. Aaron Pico's one of them. Aaron Pico is in this as a true competitor who wants his place at the top known. All right. But let me just tell you a couple of stories, okay? Let me tell you a story about one of the most famous fighters of all time named Randy Couture. A Hall of Famer. Recognized. He's on the cover of video games. He owns a gym. He makes a living in this space, not just for a period of time, which is what most athletes do. Made a living in this space, made a career out of it. Randy Couture, once upon a time, fought 2 men in one night and beat them both. 2 men in one night and had to beat them both. And he got $50,000. Oh, we just passed Randy Couture's gym as I'm telling you that story. He got $50,000. Now, $50,000 is a good payday. But in the spirit of what the sport is doing now, I think that would really surprise you, that a Hall of Famer, a needle mover, a box office bona fide draw in Randy Couture had to fight and beat 2 men in one night. One of the lowest paid champions of all time was the heavyweight champion. His name is Andrei Arlovsky. And I happen to have Andrei's numbers memorized because he fought and defended the championship for the first time against Paul Buntello in 2005, the Mohegan Sun, and that was my debut. It was my first time ever being there. And Andre got $18,000 to show. Now, this is the main event. He had $18,000 to show, and he got another $18,000 to win. Another poorly paid champion is Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin came into the UFC through The Ultimate Fighter. He was given a contract, and the contract was nice, beautiful contract, but if you broke it down per fight, it was $5,000 to show up, a $5,000 bonus to win. I think that would surprise you. I think you go, wow, that's not all that much money. Nobody disagrees. So by the time Randy's career was over, Randy Couture, the same guy that fought two men in one night, had to beat them both and got 50 grand. By the time it was over, he was cashing multi-million-dollar checks. Andrei Arlovsky, 18-18 as the champion. When he ceased to be champion, had a career, had a seat at the table all the way up to 5 months ago, and was paid hundreds of thousands just to walk out there. No longer champion, no longer main event. $400,000 just to walk out there. Forrest Griffin, who got 5 to show and 5 to win, has a seat at the table to this day and doesn't throw punches at people and doesn't get punches thrown back at him. The point I'm attempting to make is there is a time in a company's life when they need team players. There's a time in a company's life where they need people to look at it, look at the vision, see what's going on, and pitch in. And I'm not picking on Pico right now. I have a relationship with Aaron. I'm a wrestler and I'm older than him. And under the rules of wrestling, I have the right to speak to him in this manner. But while I'm not picking on Pico and I'm not isolating him, this is an ongoing theme. There's a real theme right now that is one way, as opposed to pitching in and helping. And as you form your opinions, history supports what I'm saying. And as you form your opinions, make sure you consider that.